Minister of Information and Broadcasting Manish Tewari rubbished allegations that the government was interfering with the functioning of the state-run television channel Doordarshan. Tewari said that he did not want to insinuate why Prasar Bharati CEO Jawahar Sircar had alleged that Tewari had instructed the channel to air a selective telecast of BJP's PM candidate Narendra Modi's interview. Tewari said the government does not interfere with the day-to-day functioning of Prasar Bharati.
Well, I am not going to attribute motives, or I am not going to really try and even insinuate as to why somebody has made a particular statement or not. Suffice to say that the CEO of Prasar Bharati, is an elderly gentleman, is a distinguished person. And insofar as the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting is concerned, I have clarified it earlier. Let me reiterate it and underscore it. We have an arm's length relationship with Prasar Bharati, and we do not interfere into its day-to-day functioning. That the autonomy of Prasar Bharati is guaranteed by an Act of Parliament. Prasar Bharati is a board-run organization, and the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has an arm's length relationship with Prasar Bharati. In fact, on the question of autonomy, when I took over as the Minister for Information and Broadcasting in the October of 2012, it was on my initiative and the initiative of the then Secretary in the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Mr. Uday Kumar Verma, who happened to be our next door neighbor also, that the Sam Petroda committee was constituted.
Manish Tewari lashed out at Modi, saying that journalists in Gujarat had been barred entry into State Secretariat, and there have been several other instances where journalists had complained about being threatened.
We've also been very concerned about press freedoms in Gujarat, because if you recall correctly, that journalists belonging to a very eminent publication were charged with sedition. If you recall correctly, that journalists were barred entry into the State Secretariat. If you recall correctly, there are various other instances where journalists themselves have allegedly complained of harassment and intimidation. So therefore, if the Chief Minister of Gujarat is concerned about press freedoms with regard to Prasar Bharati, may I very respectfully remind him that we are also equally concerned with press freedoms in Gujarat.
Tewari said it would be inappropriate for him to join issues with a distinguished bureaucrat like Jawahar Sircar, who was elder to him in age. The INB minister added that DD News is not a part of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting.
Mr. Jawahar Sircar is a very distinguished bureaucrat. He is a senior person, and in our culture it is extremely inappropriate to be joining issues with anybody who's elder to you in age. So therefore I am not inclined to join issues with the CEO of Prasar Bharati in any manner. Suffice to say that even DD News is very much a part of Prasar Bharati. DD News is also not a part of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. If somebody was to go and apply themselves to the Prasar Bharati Act, they would find out that the Act, as it was conceived in 1990 and it was implemented in 1997, very holistically covers almost all the aspects connected with autonomy. Whatever shortcomings were there, to address those shortcomings, it was actually on our initiative that the Sam Petroda committee was appointed.
This report was brought to you by NNIS.